Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Well, today I'm reviewing a highly anticipated new cigar from Drew Estate. This is the Florida Sungrown. Now, a little bit about the cigar. It is not even on the market yet, but it is the collaboration between Drew Estate and Jeff Borisowitz of Corona Cigar Company. Jeff, I hope I said your name right. This features tobacco grown in Claremont, Florida. The core FSG blend features Florida sun-grown filler as an accent tobacco to select Nicaraguan fillers, which add an authentic Florida agricultural nuance to the cigar. The binder is a Habano seed tobacco from Honduras, and the cigar is finished off with a lush Brazilian Matafina wrapper. And look at this wrapper. It looks rather nice. I think you have to agree. It has a little shine to it. Now, this is an interesting cigar. I've already had several, and I'm going to try to be really slow and methodical in how I review it because I want you to know exactly what you're going to get. Now, in addition to the four core sizes, Drew Estate is releasing a limited edition trunk pressed Toro featuring Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, Mexican binder, and Florida sun-grown filler, along with Nicaraguan and Honduran filler. That sounds pretty good. The sizes available are the Robusto, today's choice, 5 by 54. Nice size, perfect size. Love the 54 ring. A Toro, a Bellicoso, a 60, which is 6 by 60. And the limited edition box press Toro, which we just spoke about, is 6 by 54. Average price of these cigars, somewhere around, well, the Robusto is going to go for about 12. Give you an idea, and it's up from there. All information is on the blog, along with some background information about Jeff and Claremont and what have you. So let's get right to it. The new Drew Estate Florida Sun-Grown Robusto. Now, as I said, I want to go a little slow with this review because the initial flavors you get are going to quickly change, and I want you to know at light up what they are. Now, this has a pretty good feel in the hand. It's a nice size. Like I said, I love the 54 ring gauge. There is the density. Has a nice, somewhat shiny, oily wrapper, not overly so. Brazilian wrappers, I've never known to be extremely oily, but this is a nice looking one. Very nice dark brown color. Oh, to be honest with you, I thought I took off too little. You can hardly tell where I cut it, but it's a perfect draw. Now, right at light up, like I'm showing you here, I am. You have a little bit of a citrus flavor, but it's almost a citrus peel, sort of that orange peel citrus flavor with some bitterness, but fear not, it will quickly change. So that's what I wanted you to know, the initial light up that you'll have, but it's going to quickly change. And let's see how fast it does. Well, about a quarter inch. Give it a quarter inch and it changes drastically. So you've got now a very sweet tangerine-like citrus. Brown sugar, cinnamon, black pepper at least an 8. A little coffee at the base. ever so light amount of leather, a nice clean leather flavor. So that's what happens very quickly after you light it up. It's a nice start. If this follows suit with the others, there'll be some other changes coming, but we'll get to those later. We're a little over an inch in, close to an inch and a half, and the flavors continue to change. And you can see from the time I am going slow. The burn is almost laser perfect. I'm going to set this down. Now, the citrus flavor is really almost morphing into a sweet cedar. It's just somewhere between citrus and cedar at this point. Still have the brown sugar, cinnamon, and light leather, but now there's the addition of buttery whipping cream notes, which add a lot of sweetness and some richness. Cigar is medium body, very sweet cream on the finish, almost some of that whipping cream, and a little bit of lingering black pepper. Not a lot, not nearly on the finish what you have on the front end. So, cigar is changing, like I told you. So, and always changing for the better in this case. And look at the ash. Look at the contrast of the color of that ash and the wrapper. It's very nice looking. So, inch and a half or so in, there you are. Well, I'm right at the midpoint, or a little past, or definitely right at the band, as you can see. And the leather notes are really starting to come out much more now, bringing with them a little bit of a coffee base. The whipping cream flavor is still there with a little touch of butteriness. The I guess we'll go ahead and say the cedar as the front end flavor with the brown sugar is still there. The leather notes are very prominent, however. I don't really have the cinnamon notes now that I had at the very beginning. Cigar is medium, touching on medium to full body. It's a low grade medium to full body now. Because of the increase of leather, there's a little bit of leather on the cream on the finish now also. And the lingering pepper may be up just a smidgen. So that's where you are. It's a good cigar. It's made some nice transitions. I like a cigar that changes. Now, if it's good for all the way through from start to finish, that's fine. This one just made good changes, and I like these changes so far. Well, it's just a wee bit left, maybe inch and a half. But I told you I was going to be thorough with this review. And the flavors now have started to shift back toward the way they started. You got more of that, where the leather has toned down. The whipping cream flavor, the buttery whipping cream, is much more elevated. You got a lot more of cedar, a lot more brown sugar. Even twinklings of the cinnamon is coming back. So it's sort of, with other cigars I've seen this happen, sort of starts here, changes, and in the midpoint, reverts back. This bunch that way. I like that. Manufacturers. Still a medium to full, but it's not an overly blown medium to full. Finish is getting more of the cream flavor now. That whipping cream, the sweetness also seems to almost have, and I haven't mentioned this before, a sort of a white chocolate feel to it. So it's nice and sweet. Pretty good burn time, don't you think, so far? And we're not quite done. And the burn, speaking of that, is perfect. So I will continue on with that inch or so. Be back here in a few. definitely down to the end. It's about to burn my fingers, so let's wrap it up. I bled it for all it's worth. Got another 12 minutes from the last segment to now. See if you can do that. All right, the flavors continued on their path to head toward the way it started. I even started to taste citrus here at the end, just a little bit. Brown sugar, light cinnamon, whipping cream with some buttery notes, flashes of white chocolate, leather, light leather, and just ever so lightly coffee at the base. Medium to full body. Finish is about the same. Cream with some light leather notes right now, which is about the same as it was at some point. So let's just say that. Lingering black pepper improved somewhat on the finish. It's the best it's been right now throughout this entire cigar. Ever since I saw these spoken about, I was very intrigued by them. And this is not the first one I've had. I've had several, so I feel good in my review and telling you what flavors you're going to get. This is a good cigar. It is not overpowering by any means, but it's very good. Flavors are nice. They're good flavors. Drew Estate did a good job with this in their, collaboration with Claremont Tobacco. It's nice. I don't know. It's nice to know that there's another place in the United States that is growing cigar tobacco. We have Connecticut, we have some in Kentucky, different places, but add Florida to that mix. These are not inexpensive, so do smoke them slowly to get your money's worth, but that's where you'll get the best flavors also. For me, this is a 93. Very good cigar. Would definitely be in my rotation. Price point might keep me from having it very often, but it's in there. So there you have it. The Drew Estate Florida Sun Grown Robusto 93.